Okay. Yeah, all right. Thank you very much for tuning in. We got a special guest today, Eddie DeHart. Now, Eddie DeHart, just welcome to my YouTube channel. This is it's not a very popular YouTube channel, but it is legit and active. Just give me a little introduction, if you will. If you don't mind, you just introduce yourself a little bit in your organization.
Uh, well, I represent 911 babies. We're located here in North Carolina in the USA. We have a small campus here for homeless mothers with babies. Um, we've currently saved over 37 babies from abortion that we
Wow.
physically know of, and hopefully many more. And we're in the process of building a free-to-use youth camp for any youth pastor to come here and let his kids use free of charge. So we'll remove the financial burden from the table for any family member. And basically, like the old Ronald Reagan thing, no child left behind.
Yeah, that's wonderful, man.
See what the
And
Lord wants to do here.
I'm very interested in talking to you about this thing that okay, so I think we can agree that anybody that were to go ahead and do a surgical abortion can be classified as a lunatic, right? They completely lost it in their minds. But what we're talking about on my YouTube channel is the people that don't actually know that they're getting the early abortion, which is the birth control pill. Um, so you are aware, not only aware, you're also speaking out that the birth control pill doesn't prevent conception. It actually, causes early abortion, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I've spoken of that in several churches before and been asked to not come back. But I speak as the Lord gives me the words. And I had a nurse one time explain to me the way the pill hardens the wall of the uterus and prevents the fertilized egg from being able to attach. And it will just go out with the next menstrual wash. And I was like, if you believe that life begins at conception, therefore that child has been aborted.
Is there any is it less of a tragedy that this early abortion, which would be at day 6 or 7 or 8, is it not as significant as, like, let's say, a surgical abortion, a 15-week surgical abortion? Is it less of a tragedy?
No, it's still a child. It's a
Exactly.
human being
Exactly.
created in the image and likeness of God, the Creator. He made you to come here and fulfill a purpose. And if you're aborted, um, that purpose is undone.
What a great answer, man. That is the I'm just so thrilled to talk to you because I can't talk to anybody about this. I just basically make monologues on my YouTube channel and talk to myself and ChatGPT. ChatGPT agrees with me, by the way. Do you ever talk to ChatGPT about this subject?
I know I don't.
Yeah, and that is basically my only friend. Yeah, well, now you're my only human friend, right? I have an artificial friend, which is ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT is very cool because, they agree with everything we're saying, right? So this is not a man or a woman. It's a computer program. But yeah, it's 100% on our side, scientifically speaking, and all this stuff. The baby is just as much a baby, from day one, right? What is this
Yeah, the point
zygotic?
of conception. I've seen the videos
Yeah,
where the sperm enters the egg and
yeah.
actually is a small burst of light.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what is the zygotic genome activation, the point where the new DNA is formed?
No, I don't.
Well, that happens prior to the implantation stage. So what happens, you have the conception, and just like not immediately after, but very, very close to immediately after, you got the zygotic genome activation, which is the new DNA, right? There's a new DNA. And then after that is the implantation stage, which would, in the case of a birth control pill, the new
That's
DNA,
interesting.
the new DNA, the new baby boy, baby girl, will die at the very, later and healthy stage of development, which is implantation into the womb, like you were saying there. Yeah. So. I got a new baby. My wife's pregnant right now. She's actually today's a very special day for me, for my baby because today's the heartbeat. The my baby's heart is starting, to beat today. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Well, it's really special, man. Yeah. Um, so all right, let's move on to the reactions. Like, so have you been talking to this and people, they cannot accept this information, right? Tell me a little bit about the pastor's wife.
Yeah, I was sharing it at a church as the Holy Spirit was leading me, and I took it off in that direction. And I could watch her countenance completely change because she was sitting there in the front pew. And anyway, after my message was over, she'd all during the message she was actually tugging on her husband's arm, trying to get him to do something, but he let me continue. But I was told that I was walking on some ground that was not welcomed in their sanctuary. So I've prayed a lot about it before. Matter of fact, as we were talking earlier, I choose not to identify with the word pro-life because there is so much compromise within the movement that it's just disgusting. I've watched
Yes,
it just decay over the years, and I prayed about it, and the Lord, gave me the word passion for life, and I told him I didn't understand what that meant. And through continual prayer, he revealed that it stands for power, anointed servants, save innocent ones now. So ever since he's given me that um, revelation and acronym, um, I don't care what anybody says. I just speak what he gives me to share.
that's very interesting. Are you a KJV Christian?
I use many different
Yeah.
translations of the Bible, but my favorite translation is the New King James Version
Yeah.
because they give reverence to God and
Yeah.
it identifies Him using capital letters to show His um, prominence.
Now, I do want to ask you, you said earlier about the sheer number of deaths. Right? You were talking a little bit earlier about the sheer number of deaths. Can you speak a little bit about that
Well, I
from the
know
birth
here in
control
the United States, the abortion statistics are around 73 million right now. And, globally, it's already in the billions
pill? Yeah, but
because the World
that
Health
doesn't
Organization reports, over 55 million aborted globally every year. But
right,
if
but
you would
that doesn't
dare
count
put that on no,
birth
it
control.
doesn't count birth control.
Right,
Birth control would easily put those statistics into the billions.
right. Yeah.
Would it be
Yeah, and these young ladies are basically duped into believing that these are will prevent the conception. That's what my channel is all about. My channel really focuses on the medical, gross medical negligence and the violation of the Hippocratic Oath and all that stuff. Man, I just want to thank you again. I'm just so thrilled that you were yeah, able to to do this interview. I'm not going to keep you for too long, but if you have one closing message, to say, my YouTube channel doesn't have very many views, but it could continue on into the next generation and to the next generation. What would you say to anybody that's listening? What would you say?
God created you for a reason and a purpose? And the best thing you can do is seek Him and find out why, and then go fulfill that purpose.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic interview, man. I'm so thrilled that do you know anybody else that is, cognizant of the fact that these are abortifacient birth control pills, right? Do you know anybody else that shares the same ideas as us?
I've spoke with several of the people that are with Abolish Human Abortion, and at their conference down in Charlotte last year, I went out to eat with several of them, and we spoke of the subject, and they also agreed. So it was good to find unity within the community of abolitionists because, you know, the abolitionists seek to abolish abortion altogether. They don't want to leave the exceptions on the table, such as many in the pro-life movement choose to do.
Right. And the pro-life movement, it seems that they're completely unaware of this, or they're willfully unaware of the birth control pill not preventing conception. That's what I found anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. No, Eddie DeHart, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me today, man. It's so appreciated. God bless you, man. Take care.
All right.
I'll see you. Take care.
All right. God bless.
Take care, man. Bye bye.
Bye bye.